Hi, Sean O'Rourke here with another Black Clover reaction. Today I'm looking at chapter 261. Going into this, I got a couple of quick predictions. If you want to see longer versions of that, you can either check my previous video on Black Clover for 260 or my stacking manga video where I kind of go into what I think's happening or going to happen in this chapter. But quick thoughts. I think we're going to go and see kind of like each group, see how they're doing, since they've all essentially had huge losses. Yuno got taken out, a bunch of the Golden Dawn actually died, and William got taken. The Black Bulls, Yami got taken. Asta's arm is now black, permanently devil eyes, I suppose, and they all got fucked up. Lila Peachy got kidnapped, so Noelle's done the out and out. With Mimosa. So basically each group essentially has needs to rebuild and recollect. And obviously we had some of those smaller squabbles that ended once Vanica took her power back from her minions, and essentially they all died in the process. Maybe we'll see some aftermath of that also. Yeah, they're not in a good place right now, none of the characters, and I think from a story perspective, I like that a lot. Because, you know, they can only go from down here to up here, you know, from bottom to top. They can't, I mean, I guess they could, worse shit could happen. Like this tree that the Dark Triad are trying to create, I think is going to happen. Just because whatever that entails is going to create a lot of drama on the show. Much like the whole elf situation actually allowing to happen and creating one of the best arcs so far. But in today's chapter, I think we're just going to get a little bit of every character's situation and start preparing for the next phase of this war. Chapter 261, or page 261, however you prefer it. Shadows of Night. And we have Asta here. And I guess that black arm is red. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if that is just an artistic choice for this color page. Or if Tabata is, if that is actually like a thing that he is saying right now is what this is going to look like. Because I'm into it. I like the comparison to Asta's headband here, where he's got the red in it, and the red is very similar in the demon arm. Okay, we go to the next page, and I think I might be onto something here. Because, oh my god, that's Asta. Asta is like back at the capital in a, being healed. By, you know, that doctor, I can't remember his damn name, but he turned into an elf, and, yeah, it was bad news in that arc. But I could see it looks like Gray, Gouache, Finral, and Vanessa, they must have brought him to the capital through one of Finral's gates, and Asta's not looking too good. And he says that the doctor, Asta's life is in no danger. However, this right arm, it's a total unknown. There's nothing I can do for it. And it's like a close-up on Asta in this bed. And it really looks like he got bit by a spider. Like you could see like the poison, almost like poison going up his arm into his shoulder blade. And he continues, the thing is, the Golden Dawn has been decimated. I'd prefer to have other recovery mages take a look, but I'm truly glad you suffered only minor injuries. And Finral, he looks really defeated here. He says, Asta and Master Yami protected us. That's why. Up your game, Finral. You're totally capable. You've shown it many times in the series before. And Gray says, give Gouache a proper look, too. A proper look. Was he really run through with a giant sword? This is beyond recovery magic. This very tissue has been reassembled. Wow, you know, it's basically showing Gouache's stomach, and it's almost like this magic. He's like reading the insides of his body, and that's his read, I suppose. And he says, the true nature of your magic may not be transformation. Wow, so she is altering it maybe on a cellular level. That's pretty cool. I heard they're holding another captain's meeting later on. What you can do now, what you should do, is rest up. And Vanessa and Finral just look really defeated here. And, I mean, can you really blame them? We get a cool shot of the moon and the sun. And Asta finally wakes up in the middle of the night. What the fuck? He still has this huge arm, and he turns to his right, and his grimoire opens up, and a sword comes out of it, and it looks like Yami's sword. Yeah, Yami's sword came out of the book. Okay, I was thinking about that. That maybe he, you know, because Yami left his sword behind, that Asta would maybe keep it on his back or on his side, and then when they save Yami eventually in this arc, he tosses the sword back to Yami, and something epic happens with Yami, with the sword. But this is not what I was thinking was going to happen. Basically, the sword now coming out of his grimoire with a lot of that black crap, whatever you want to call it, old metal, or it's just beaten to hell, or demonic. I don't really know what you want to refer to it as. His other swords, the rust look, and he rushes outside. And again, that was moonlight, not sunlight. He's like running, but then he stops and he's like, "What the? I can't move?" And somebody says, "Where are you going? Looks like a nun, possibly. No, it's just somebody in a cloak. Okay. Who's that? Is it his magic that's holding me here?" And he's trying to move, but Asta can't move a muscle. "I have to go save Captain Yami." "You can't. You are no match for that devil host on your own. Where you're trying to go, there are 2 others who are just as strong. Even the devil you're counting on has given up on you as hopeless. You don't understand that right arm very well either." No, he doesn't. "As you are now, going isn't courageous or anything like it. It's stupid and reckless." Man, I wonder if this is going to be somebody we know or a new character. "This guy, how?" "Even so, I have to go. I have to. While we're here now, Captain Yami is..." "Oh, him? Why not just leave him?" "Well, I don't know who you are, but what do you even know about Captain Yami?" "I'm very familiar with him." Okay. Before I turn the page, I personally had not thought of this, but after going online a couple weeks ago and just kind of seeing what other people were thinking about the series, I see a lot of people mentioning this vice captain of the Black Bulls. And, it got me thinking. I'm like, yeah, no shit. There isn't a vice captain in their ranks. I never really thought of that. So maybe this is what we're about to, or who we're about to meet right now? Maybe? So we turn to the next page, and this cloaked figure continues. "He's rough and violent and savage. Irresponsible, unprincipled, unfaithful. He isn't a decent human being." And Asta's like thinking back to all these times Yami treated him like shit, and throwing him like a baseball. And this person continues, "If he lost, he's just an idiot." And Asta's not gonna take that. He goes, "Demon Destroyer!" And it comes out of the grimoire and hits the ground. And he grabs his other sword out of his grimoire. He's going all in against this guy, I guess, for insulting Yami. And we go to the next page, and all these shadowy hands are coming out of the ground, pushing Asta down like he's nothing, like he's dirt. And he says, "A human who can't defeat me will never be able to rescue Yami." A human? He could be a dwarf. We learned about those, I believe, briefly around the elf arc. I mean, I guess it could be an elf. I don't think this is who it is, but what if it's Patry? Like his actual magic was dark magic, but I don't think that's the case. I'm thinking this is that vice captain character, but if it's a dwarf, that'd be cool, right? We didn't get to see what they look like yet. The way that this is going, we're going to find out in a page, and I'm right or wrong, but I think a dwarf would be cool. But just to reiterate what he says, "A human who cannot defeat me will never be able to rescue Yami." And Asta just thinks to himself, "It's your fault for being weak." And he's crying, saying, if I was stronger." And this figure goes to take their hood off, says, "You're a fool, but..." And Asta looks up. "You're a good person. I like you." Okay, so it wasn't it wasn't Petri, thank God. Patry, whatever you want to refer to him as, the licked body double. It's a character we never met before. "Don't worry, Yami's still alive," as a horn comes out of their head. "Weg? Who the heck are you?" "I'm the vice captain of the Black Bulls." Okay, people were right about that. I guess I jumped on the bandwagon at the right time. "Knocked. Or notched. Knocked, maybe, I think. If you want, I'll teach you how to use the devil's powers." And that is where the chapter ends. So we meet this vice captain of the Black Bulls, and it seems like a lot of people were right about this. And hey, I jumped on the bandwagon at the right time, right? Yeah, I like that a lot. Sometimes, I honestly don't know what the discourse on this is. Like, if people hate this kind of stuff about the show or not, when Tabata just will randomly add a new character like Henry, and then we had Zora, and many other times. But I don't personally mind it. Like, I can understand why someone would dislike that. And that's why I go down that hypothesis or series of side tangents, I guess, however you want to extrapolate that from my brain. But I like this, and I like that they're a devil person, which kind of makes sense if you think about it, like especially with Yami, with the dark magic. I don't know, just kind of makes sense in my head already without even learning too much more about it. And I like the design of this character so far, even though we've really... I guess we're getting a full body shot of them with these belts and the gloves and the close-up on the head with this ponytail look. I also like that I can't immediately tell if it's a guy or a girl. I think Asta did refer to them as a he a few times, but we'll see. Regardless, cool-looking character. Knocked, I think, is how I'm going to refer to them as, at least until I hear otherwise. Got a pretty cool-looking grimoire, too, so that's something. Also, wait a second. This guy has a second grimoire. Now, you know what? That's probably just the grimoire holder, but something to think about. Also, I'm assuming they have some kind of imp on their shoulder. Is that their magic? Is that like a spirit, kind of like Yuno has? That's interesting. I guess we're going to find out next chapter. We didn't exactly, go from person to person situation here like I had predicted, but we did stay with Asta's group, and we did learn a lot in a very short period of time, so I can't complain too much. And I guess I was half right in the sense of, like, we're going to have some kind of training arc here. It's just a matter of, like, we are in the middle of this war. We don't have, like, at least to my knowledge, or, the knowledge of the characters even, it seems, a place that we could learn our magics to advance them that well, or to become stronger, or however you want to look at it. Because clearly Finral... Gray and Vanessa want to get stronger. Maybe even Henry. I was musing with the idea that Henry is climbing on Asta's back to help suck magic out of his enemies during, battle. But we'll see if that day ever comes. And predictions for next chapter. I think we're going to learn more about this Knocked character. Since the Golden Dawn were mentioned, maybe we'll see Yuno in this hospital beat the fuck up. And that'll bring us somewhere. I guess we're staying here for a hot minute. We still don't know what happened with Gordon, Zora, or Magna. They haven't shown their faces yet, so I am curious about that. But for now, it seems like we are going to stay with Asta. And he is the main character, so I don't mind that. Did I give a rating for this? I don't think I did. I think this is a solid 9 out of 10. Nothing mind-blowing this chapter. I'm sure some people would argue that finding out the vice captain of the Bulls is deservingly so gives it a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed this chapter, but I was not jumping out of my seat this chapter. Some good stuff. The revelation that maybe Gray's magic isn't transformation. It's not as simple as that. Almost kind of like Cersei or... Nero, however, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Seeker, Cersei, I'm not really sure. I wonder where that's gonna go. Gray's advanced powers, essentially, now being unlocked. This arc is kind of cool. That sword coming out of Asta's grimoire, Yami's sword, essentially. Like, is that his actual sword? Is that the grimoire's version of it? I guess it's too early to tell. But that's got me really intrigued. I don't really have much else to say. Like this chapter quite a bit, but want to see more. And I'll leave you with that. I've been Sean O'Rourke. Have a good day, and thanks for watching.